Let's break down my PvP clips from DMZ so you can learn a thing or two that can help you win fights and survive longer. I think one of the best ways to learn and get better at something is to watch footage of other people or yourself and kind of break it down and see what they do right and what they do wrong. And if you're interested in more DMZ tips, tricks, and guides, make sure to sub to the channel. I primarily post DMZ content. So basically, I have a bunch of clips for you all, and I want to break it down sort of play by play so you can kind of, get an idea of what I'm thinking in the moment, the things I notice, and this will hopefully help you do better when it comes to your PvPing and surviving in DMZ. Now, this clip, I think, is one of my favorites because not only am I actually surprised about what I noticed in this clip, but I also think it's huge for understanding your radar and using your minimap as an intel indicator in game. So you can see right here, right, I'm in my minimap. I don't know what I was looking for. I was trying to ping something, but you can see here, right, I'm just looking around. I think we were looking for buy stations, and then right there, I don't know if you can tell what's different on my minimap just by looking at it, but I immediately, you can even see, I close my minimap and then I open it back up right away because I notice that right here, this ATV was not there a second ago. So if I go back, this is a chop top right here. But when I go here, it's an ATV, right? So it just changed. And also, I think when I first opened this, I noticed that the ATV is actually moving. You can see it kind of moved a little bit. See, it just moved a little bit. So right away, I noticed, I even pinged the ATV because I noticed there was a chop top. Now there's an ATV, which means somebody hopped out of the ATV and got in the chop top, but because they were too far away, the chop top no longer is there. It's not red on the minimap because they weren't close enough. So we can get this to play out here. So I'm running up, right? Because obviously these people are, over here and I want to shoot at them. I have a sniper rifle. So of course that's what I'm gonna do. You can see right away, I ADS in, I see two people in the chop top here. I see one guy running around in the street there. I mean, the two here are easy kills, right? So right away, I break that guy's plates. I knock him. I see this person who I decide to shoot at this person instead of the person in the car because they're in a car and two, this pole was kind of in my way. So I figured shoot at the person who's a little bit more out in the open, hit him once, and then missed that shot. I choked that one. That was just unfortunate. Obviously, you can tell by the minimap, I already indicated to my teammates that there were enemies here. So we finished off that guy. My teammates are pushing up. I'm just going to finish reloading my sniper because why not? And my teammates are pushing. One teammate goes inside, right? And then my one teammate's out here on the left. So I'm going to go around the right side, right? Because even though we're splitting up and maybe one of us gets killed, we have all the bases covered. So this team can't escape. They can't, kind of get behind us right away. I mean, I see this guy, my teammate kills one right here. So I already know that's 2 down. I kill this guy, that's 3 down. I mean, super easy. It's that very brief second, just noticing what's around you on your minimap. Oh, I just switched sides, but just taking a second, even when you open your minimap, just doing this every once in a while, kind of noticing like there's a couple vehicles, noticing contracts. Obviously, there's so much stuff on your minimap that it's way too hard to be able to remember everything that's there. But let's say you see, there's this bounty right here. You can, notice, hey, that bounty's there. Next time you open your minimap, let's say you start getting tracked, right? Let's say it says like someone's hunting you. You open your minimap and you notice that bounty's no longer there. Then that team who's tracking you is right there because they picked up the bounty contract. So just being aware of kind of what's on your map and seeing if things change or move, super, super huge to keeping yourself alive. So as you can see here, we got some bots here. You got a guy down. And if I can rewind real quick. So we downed this guy from back here. My teammate downs him as he's running across the road. I missed the rocket, the grenade launcher. But you can see here, right, I'm getting shot by that bot. I'm trying to finish this guy. And then right here, right, I'm shooting at this guy. I finish him and I notice the guy up here on the roof. And obviously the way he's moving and the way he jumps off the roof, which you'll see in a second, I know right away that this is obviously another player, likely this person's teammate. So you can see he kind of jumps right there. I turn, I start shooting the bots and, I'm running around the corner. So we know we finished one. And at this point, I'm calling out to my teammate, like there's a second one, right? So it's always good to be aware of, seeing if you notice any other unusual movements that might be coming that could indicate other players, whether it be sounds or shots, or actually seeing them, even if it was just for a split second like that. So you can see I'm kind of looking up on the roof. I don't see him. I didn't notice that he jumped off the roof. I just saw him kind of appear in the top of my screen. So I'm looking around and see, I'm looking behind the door. I don't know how he would fit back there, but I'm basically saying there's another guy around here somewhere. I just don't know where he is. And then, see, we're running around and then right here, I'm like, maybe he's on the roof of the other building. And then I start getting shot from him. And that's where I'm like, yeah, he's definitely up on that roof. My teammate goes up there. He sees him. You know, I'm gonna heal up here in a second. Actually, I don't even have any plates, so I'm just waiting for myself to heal. That's another #1 tip you can really do. Let yourself heal. It might take 5 to 7 seconds for your health to regen, but letting yourself heal is huge when it comes to fighting, because, you know, if you're weak, you're gonna die, especially if you don't have plates. Let your HP heal up. Biggest tip I could give you when it comes to PvPing. And then obviously right here, you know, I get that last shot on him and down on my teammate after hits him. So that's, you know, two things you can learn from this clip. Let yourself heal, and just kind of be aware of like noticing things in your top of your screen, whether it be on your peripherals or on the top. Just brief seconds, getting that intel on that guy there that I knew he was in the area because I saw him for a split second was huge for him not catching us off guard and maybe killing my whole team. You never really know. Here's another clip we can break down. So you can see right off the start, we're in the embassy, or not the embassy, we're in the police academy. And you can see in my mini map, right, obviously there's a red car right here. So right away, we know there's at least an enemy in this vehicle outside. So opening up the door, I kind of wait for my teammates to get close to me. So if I peek this and this guy, let's say, is aiming at this door, I don't just get absolutely beamed with no cover and no teammates to back me up. So I open this up, I see the guy, he's driving the car, I lay in some shots, I hit him like once, throw a nade at the car, my teammate knocks him out, so that's great. That's an easy, you know, easy kill right there. So boom, then I see that guy right there. First thing I do, since I'm mid reload, is I utilize this cover. I try to keep myself in a reasonable position to have cover, right? You're not always gonna have cover, but the closer you can stay to a wall or a rock or a car is gonna be super huge in helping you win fights. So you can see I move, I finish my reload, my teammate just runs out in the open and gets downed. So right there, obviously, is, you know, you gotta make sure you don't do that. Obviously, that's not ideal because this guy could just finish you, right? If, let's say, your teammate isn't super close. So I knock him, right? I'm trying to finish him with a nade. I don't throw it far enough, so it doesn't even matter. I res my teammate right away because my other teammate is pushing forward to look out. I know at least I have cover for my other teammate. So even if I start getting shot, and let's say I even get knocked while resing my teammate, my third teammate should be able to clean up that guy unless he gets absolutely gunned, which usually doesn't happen to us. So he should be able to clean that up, and then that'll be a team wipe, and then we'll likely be fine. But I start resing, my teammate's looking out. I see the AI, and right here, let me back this up. This is the huge part of the clip, almost the most important part. Right away, I see the AI car right here, assuming it's AI because it's an armored vehicle. It could be a regular player, but right there, I don't know if you caught it if you were looking at the minimap. Right here, I can't even pause, that's how fast it is. I see on the minimap this red chop top car right here. So right away, I know that there's another player. You can see right away the car goes gray, which means the person hopped out. You see it still rolling, which means that it had momentum, obviously. So the person hopped out a little bit back of, you know, back here more. He's not going to be right on the car. So right away, I know there's another player. It could be their third of the team we just fought, or it could be another team. So right away, I call it out to my teammates, and I'm like, there's another guy. I come around the corner, I'm looking for this guy, finish him off. You know, I see all the AI obviously right there, and then I see the explosions, I see the shots going down, I ping the car so my teammates know, like, you know, this is what I'm talking about, this is the car that I saw. And I'm looking over, I kind of see, you know, my teammates jumping around the corner looking for this guy who was down here. And then right here, I take out my scope, and I figured the guy had to be over here, right? Because this is where the AI died. So I figured he's probably over here. There he was, I see him, you know, a couple shots, easy kill, honestly. You know, that EBR or whatever it was that I was using was pretty deadly. So pretty decent shots, and then finish him off. But, you know, super important that you're looking at your minimap all the time, especially in DMZ and Warzone, because you're going to see these red cars appear. Even if it's just for a second, you're going to see it or you're going to hear it. And that's going to be huge for you knowing if there's a player nearby. So let's look at this clip. You can see we're in a vehicle here, right? Right away, I notice movement right here at these trees. I'm the one driving the vehicle. So I noticed the movement. And so I immediately, you know, kind of stop, you know, show my teammates like, hey, there's a team there. I'm calling them out. I even try to send out a ping. They start shooting. My teammates are also shooting, right? You can see them. I'm staying in the vehicle because if you would have noticed here, if I hopped out here or any of my teammates hopped out, we're literally just standing in the open, right? We have no cover. At least this enemy team has a couple of trees, a couple of bushes to play around in. We have nothing. So I keep in the car. I keep on driving towards them to cut the gap, right? I try to run over this guy. I do run him over. So that right there is already one down, right? I'm driving in a circle because I see this guy right here behind the tree. And once again, if I hop out, you know, hopping out of the vehicle gets rid of your cover, gets rid of the thing that's protecting me. Obviously, the door of the vehicle is protecting me as the person driving it. So I just keep circling while my teammates shoot. My one teammate hopped out. My other teammate, as soon as I noticed that my one teammate hopped out and my other teammate who's already not in the car is shooting at them, I figured let's hop out. Let's get going at this guy. And then obviously once they knock that one guy, and the third is just easy pickings for me. So easy team wipe. Best thing you can learn from this is notice the advantage you have. In this case, it was the vehicle. We didn't have cover. They had some cover. Hopping out of the vehicle would have been totally detrimental and probably gotten us killed. So just notice your advantage and try to keep that when you're going into a fight. Here's another clip we can break down. So previous, context to this clip, we knew there was fighting over here. We could hear the shooting and saw the shooting across the river here, across the marsh. So we did know there were people over here right away. So you can see here, I'm kind of running around. I see that guy moving over here. So right here, I mean, easy kill. He's just running away. He's probably trying to go to that extract right there. So that's super easy kill, right? And then right here, my teammate gets knocked. And my teammate here, as you can see, is looking in the radar. You can see he's looking at the building in front of me. He's calling out that there's a guy in this building. So I come around the corner, right? And obviously this guy, I mean, he was already weak for my teammate. So super easy kill. You can see also my one teammate gets finished by a different person than this guy. So I already know there's another person, right? I can see here AJM killed my teammate, not Clued. So I know there's another teammate. So keeping track of the players in your kill feed, super, super huge. So you can see I'm looking over here, just making sure my teammate's good. Reload the gun. My teammate's over there. I'm kind of just looking around, scouting right here. I didn't notice this at the time, but I noticed this now watching it back. You can actually see someone called in the extract back here. I did not notice this at the time, I will admit. So it would just be good to know if you notice this, like, there's at least one person back there who could possibly run up behind me. I didn't notice this, and luckily it didn't end up mattering, but that's good. Right here, I see that guy shooting my teammate, right? He knocks my teammate. So I cook a nade, I try to chuck it into the backside of the house. I'm running to try and get there to save my teammate, but at this point, there's not enough time, right? You saw what his health was at. So I just try to push to finish this guy and fight him. I'm running, I'm jumping, I'm kind of trying to check all my angles. At this point, I have no idea where this guy went, right? Because I saw him on the backside of this building. Now I don't know where he is. So I'm like, damn, no idea where this guy ended up going. Reload my gun, run on over. I'm kind of just looking around, making sure I don't see him. And so right here, my thought process is I'm going to stick this res, right? The res will, for one, if let's say I get him halfway and then I hop off, it'll stay halfway, which is great. But also I'm like, he's probably behind me. So best thing I can do is just listen and see if I hear him coming. So I don't know if you could hear it, but I did hear him run up in the building very, very briefly, very bare. So I hop off the res. Luckily, I mean, this guy, I don't know what he was doing. He's switching guns maybe or whatever, but he didn't start shooting me right away. So I did get lucky there. But at that point, it's just beams, kill that guy, eliminate him, finish resing my teammate. Right there, I noticed it's AJM, which was the other guy who killed my other teammate back here. So I know that this is the last guy we at least are aware of. So I'm just going to stick the res and finish getting my teammate up. All right, so last clip for this video. So this is, and this is blurry. I apologize. For some reason, some of my stuff ends up being blurry, but you'll be able to tell enough things. So we're running up to an extract. We got very limited time left. You can't really tell, but you can see it's kind of red right there. So we know there's a team here because we saw them or we heard them come up here. So right away, I hear this car behind me on the back left. You can kind of see right here on the minimap. It is an armored vehicle, so it could be AI, right? My teammate actually calls it out saying it's AI. But based on the way it's moving and the fact that it's not on a road, I immediately know this is definitely not armored, definitely not AI in an armored vehicle. So we see them, they call in the extract, right? You saw the thing kind of shoot up there. And then, so right here, I see this guy behind the truck, right? I down him. If you have a sniper rifle, it's pretty much, you just finish your kills, right? You might feel like a jerk just finishing someone because when you get finished, it sucks, but just finish them off. I mean, you're far away from the enemies, easy finishes, right? And then take them out. So right away, now I know that we're in at least a 2v or 3v2, if not a 3v1 situation. I see that car take a wild jump. So right there's one guy, right? And then I start getting shot. So I know that there is a third enemy who I crack right here. I can't really see him well through the smoke, but I did end up cracking him. So I already know there's two other enemies now in the vicinity that we are fighting. So I'm looking around trying to see those guys, just making sure I'm pinging the building and telling my teammates, hey, there's a guy over there. My teammate says he knocks one at the building. I don't exactly know which one he's talking about. I'm thinking it's this one because that's the way he's looking. he's looking this way. So I figured he's talking about this guy, which, you know, you're making assumptions, so you never really know. Then I start getting shot from the building over here. So I do know which one he knocked and which one he didn't. So I kind of run around. I'm trying to get a new angle. Changing up your positioning, changing up your angles when PvPing is huge, because if you can kind of spread yourself out in a way that enemies don't exactly know where you're going to peek from, super, super huge, right? I look in on the building, I don't see him, but then I notice him very briefly right there. And you can see he peeks around the corner, knock him, easy kill. My teammates finish that guy over there. They finish this guy. And then I notice on the minimap, this car is charging towards me, right? I'm thinking I'm about to get run over. So this car kind of swerves. I pull out my AK-74U. This solo had no idea what was going on. Was by themselves, didn't even have any armor plate. So easy finish. And then we can just extract right there. So it's simple as that. If you learned anything from this video, make sure to let me know. This was obviously a long one, but I think there's a ton of tips you can learn from breaking down gameplay like this. And hopefully you learned something that'll help you survive and, you know, PvP better in DMZ. If you enjoyed, make sure to drop a like, sub to the channel for more DMZ tips, tricks, and guides and content like this. And hopefully I'll see you all in the next video.